Melissa.
Hi, my name's Chris.
My name's Gabby.
Hi, I'm Ali.
Brody, Caden, Indy.
My name's Mitchell Allen.
Hello, my name's David Wynne. I'm 50.
I'm 14.
18 years old.
14 years old.
3. I'm 10 years old.
And I'm 48-year-old.
I'm 33 and I have CF.
I have cystic fibrosis.
I have cystic fibrosis.
CF is a chronic illness or life-threatening disease.
And it's genetic.
It affects your lungs
And your digestive system.
and there is no cure.
What's it like living with CF?
Living with CF is the worst thing in the world
It's really a silent disease.
because you never know exactly what's going to happen with your CF.
I feel like there's a dark cloud above me and it's going to rain soon, but you just don't know when it's going to rain.
Having CF is horrible. Taking medication all the time is horrible.
These are my medications.
I take
Liver tablets.
Salt tablets,
Vita Abdec.
Steroid.
taurine, amoxicillin.
hypertonic saline.
It comes to a point where I don't actually know what I'm having. I just know it's 4 o'clock, I have to have this tablet.
Sometimes I refuse to do my treatments because I just don't enjoy doing them. I know it's not good, but it's just hard when that's what you have to do all the time, every day.
You get lots of infections and have to go into hospital very often. And the infections could be any type. There's pneumonia, pseudomonas, there's steno.
I go to hospital a lot, mostly for checkups. For the dietitian, the nurse, the physio, having lung function.
CT scans, MRIs. I've had 14 skin cancers removed since I had transplant. And because you don't have an immune system after transplant.
Going in for polyp surgeries for my nose. I can't sleep normally. My face feels like I've been hit with a bat.
Get very sick. Mommy and Daddy come to the hospital with me.
Sad knowing that you're going to be so far away from home. You're going to miss so much schoolwork and you're afraid you'll be left behind.
But the view is from my hospital bed at night, being in Melbourne, is actually really pleasant.
As you get older, you get more used to it.
It says 1 minute you can be fine, the next day, that's it, you go downhill very quickly.
We went to the local pool in Ballarat, races, doing laps. I just felt my back straight away. Then I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, not being able to breathe or move. We loaded the kids in the car and I went straight into emergency and then collapsed as soon as the doors closed. I didn't know that I had a chest infection at the time. I collapsed a lung. The specialist come in the next day and basically told me if I needed to say anything to my children or my family, that maybe that this is the time that I should say it.
I was jumping with my friend on the trampoline and then I came down to the ground and started crying because my chest really hurt. Next thing you know, 2 days later, I'm in a hospital bed ready to go to surgery. My lung function was probably down to like 60, 50-ish. I knew that there's a chance with everyone with pneumonia that you could not make it sometimes. With any infection, there's still a chance that you could get seriously sick.
There's this thing called cross infection, which is where, even if we cough or talk to each other, there's a huge risk that we'll, share bugs or trade bugs.
I remember always having a line talking to this girl and we couldn't go past.
There's all these other kids with CF that you'd love to get to know and talk to and say, yeah, I know what you're going through, I've been through that.
One time I vomited up blood, and that's normally a sign of a bad infection. I don't really remember much because I was so scared, but yeah.
I went into hospital to get a portacath. My veins were starting to break from all the PICC lines. I got a big scan. They said they might have to go in through my neck. And I have a huge needle phobia.
My younger sister had a transplant, only lasted about 3.5 years. But there was certainly a time in 2013 where a decision had to be made. We were, funny enough, already in hospital for a top-up of hospital in the home and a check-up and all that sort of stuff. And there was 11 missed calls on the phone, so she brought it back. I could see something was a bit miss, and she said, do you want to listen to these messages? And all, okay. And it was one of the transplant nurses ringing to say there could be a set of lungs for you, don't go too far, that sort of thing. And it was, yeah, I honestly, I think we both cried a bit, and it was quite an emotional time to think that it might actually be happening today. And then obviously off I went, and my last thoughts were, it's 50-50 here, so I don't know what's going to happen after this. But there was a couple of anaesthetists there just before I nodded off, and they were saying, this is going to be amazing, you'll wake up and your whole world will change, and it did.
I'd been on holiday with the wife, I came back, had a bit of a cold, and I just couldn't shake it. I went into the Alfred, and I can remember saying to my wife, I think this is the one that's going to finish me off.
My VCE was my most challenging years, because here I am studying for something, and to go to uni where I didn't even know if I had a future.
Last year I went through an extremely rough stage where I didn't want to live anymore with CF because I was crying and I was miserable all the time, and I was sick of having to deal with all the stuff. I just didn't want to be here if I had CF. I just didn't want to.
It is quite scary because you always have this fear in the back of your mind, you know, stuff that you always have to be aware of. Mentally, I struggle a lot with having CF.
We need a cure desperately because half of the people with cystic fibrosis die before their 35th birthday.
If there was a cure for cystic fibrosis,
I get to live.
A cure would be amazing.
A 180-degree turnaround for someone's life to have a cure for CF.
I've got a son. I really want a cure because I want to see this son grow up.
That I would be able to live a long and happy life.
If I can get a little bit of extended life, thank the Lord, but I don't want anyone else to have what I suffer and what I go through every day.
Well, I think CF and the combination of transplants certainly taught me to appreciate life.
Taught me to be more resilient and independent.
Much stronger as a person.
Live today like it, you know, that it means the world to you.
We are the strongest people, and we have such determination, and we have bad days like everybody else, but we get up and we get better and we fight. I'm never going to stop fighting.
knowing that you could probably get an illness that could probably break your life at any moment is painful, but what you have to learn is to live your life while you have CF and while you can. That's what CF's taught me.